Can you believe we are back, guys? I don't know how long it took, but hey, I missed you. Did you miss me? My name is Dr. George, and after such a long time, this is still Dear Doctor. And guess what? I have somebody else with me in the studio today. Yes, I have a brother, a friend of mine that's going to be joining me to make this continue to be the wonderful Dear Doctor you've always enjoyed. But you're not going to find out who the person is until I come back from this break. I will see you soon. And we are back. Well, today we're going to be talking about a very sensitive topic. It involves a virus. Yes, virus again. I know. Yes, that's what we are seeing every day now. Virus everywhere. But see, this one is not the COVID-19 virus. It's a sexually transmitted virus. And it's not HIV/AIDS, so calm down. I don't know what's doing you. Every time you say virus and sex, you're thinking of HIV. Calm down. I remember telling you that I have someone with me in the studio today. So just before we jump into all the virus that is virusing our world these days, ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Chukwemeka in the building.
Hello, beautiful people. It's a massive pleasure to be before you today. I've been a huge fan of Dear Doctor from the very first episode. So when I got the opportunity to come on board, I simply could not say no.
Welcome. I can't shake your hand. Welcome.
So, on this episode of Dear Doctor, like he said, we're going to be talking about a virus. It's not the COVID virus, it's not HIV, it is human papilloma virus.
I'll take that again. Not human mammilloma. I know.
You don't want to go there.
But ladies and gentlemen, human papilloma virus is unbelievably quietly creeping entire country. And as a matter of fact, the world, you won't believe the statistics.
Yeah, about 1.5 million cases every year in Nigeria.
Yeah.
And that's just crazy.
And globally, I'm hearing about 560,000 new cases coming up, like globally. That gives you a picture of how widespread this virus is going. And nobody's talking about it.
Should you be scared? I don't know. You should at very least be concerned. Right? Because like I like to tell people, we are all going to die. Yeah. George, you're going to die.
Calm down.
You're not going to die today.
Calm
right?
Down.
But we're going to live our wonderful, healthy lives. We're going to get old and then we're going to move on.
No, me, I'm going to heaven.
Okay, so we are going to go to heaven. Right. But yeah, so death is a natural part of the life process, right?
Yeah.
But we don't have to die today.
Of course.
And if you can prevent yourself from dying, why not? But from dying prematurely, why not do that?
You see, a lot of deaths that happen in Africa are massively preventable.
Yeah. Right. And today we are going to be talking about one of those preventable deaths. You see, HPV is a sexually transmitted infection. Actually, it's the commonest sexually transmitted infection. You heard that right. It's not your staph aureus, like you guys like to say, and all those infections that you're concerned about. No, HPV is the commonest.
Let me explain something to you guys, yeah? When you're having sex with someone, you're usually scared of unwanted pregnancy, HIV, Staphylococcus aureus.
The bad guy.
But do you know that there are even worse things that go unnoticed, like the human papilloma virus we're talking about? Because apart from the fact that it is sexually transmitted, there is no way to test for this guy. You can walk into the lab and say you want to do HIV test, but there's no way to test for HPV.
And just like your HIV, okay, not your HIV, but just like HIV, it has no cure.
Yep.
Most viruses don't.
And in most persons, there are no symptoms. There's no, it's scratching me, so it's HPV. Absolutely nothing.
Yeah, so that's actually what makes it very dangerous, right? Because
scary.
Because you meet the love of your life, you guys decide to get married, you guys decide to have sex, unprotected sex, because that's how marriage works.
Why are you making the decision of marriage and decision of sex like is?
Well, the point is, you get a partner and you're having unprotected, or before you have unprotected sex, we advocate you get an infection screen, right? So you guys go to the clinic, you do your RVS, you do basic investigations, and you're like, oh, dude, my man has a clean bill of health, and then you guys start to do the do. But unfortunately, the screening that we do for you, we don't screen for HPV.
It can't be screened for.
Yeah, so he could have it and he does not know. You could have it, you don't know. And like we said, the numbers are amazing, right? Like every year, 1.5 million new people develop this. So,
now, the thing you have to notice here is this. When you're exposed in this sexual contact that we're talking about, and you pick up this virus, okay? A pregnant mother can give it to their child.
Yep.
A breastfeeding mother can give it to their child. That's how well spread this factor is. That's why we are choosing to talk about it. I know you're wondering what you're going to do about it. I mean, if it's this bad, why are people not talking about it? What can I do about it? Don't worry, we'll talk to you. We'll help you understand every single thing you've got to know and do about it. But of course, I have to pay bills. You understand? So when I come back, we will let you in. This is still Dear Doctor. We'll see you soon.
Welcome back, guys. This is still your favorite show, Dear Doctor. And we've been talking about the HPV. We're talking about its relationship with sex. And the last thing we're going to tell you is the effects. What can HPV do to you, do for you, anyway you look at it.
What can you do about it?
Yep.
Now, listen to me, guys. The problem with this whole thing is, the Yorubas call it Yoruba. And I can't remember what the Northerners call it. And then the Southerners, I Googled, they say is Mekorita. I don't know what that means. But I'm sure they are all trying to talk about sexual intercourse. The problem is not that, we're not saying you shouldn't have sex anymore. The issue is unprotected sex. How about you just get a condom?
Well, when you're married and you're having sex, are you expected to use condoms?
I believe that is a different group that can be addressed. But for the unmarried ones,
well, yeah, of course we can't say that enough, right?
Yeah.
If you're sexually active, get some protection, man. Get some protection, girl.
For the married ones, when you start having kids, at least from the age of 9, where it's assumable that they have not started having sex, you can get them screened and you can get them vaccinated.
Yeah, but
that's what I want you to talk about.
we'll get to that in a minute. So I should point out that there are 2 common manifestations of the HPV.
Okay.
Right? Like I said, there are about 100 strains of the HPV.
Oh, yeah, the strains.
But the ones that are more important to us are the HPV, the 6, the 11. These 2, they cause genital warts. And
all
that's
those things you see down there.
Yeah, that's a very common presentation of HPV. But that's not the most scary.
The 16 and the 18, the ones that give you the cervical cancer, are the ones that are causing a big group of headache right now. That's why you should get your pap smear as a woman of reproductive age. So, back to the preventive measures we were talking about.
Yeah, so unprotected sex.
Yes, I'm very keen about that. Because, listen to me, this is something that happens especially amongst young persons, okay? I know you have planned the plan of where you're going to do the do. Let me talk to you now. Better buy your condom and put it in your pocket. I'm not playing with you. There's a large chance you could actually have it, and there's a large chance you could easily contract it.
Okay, so that's that, and that gives you a level of protection.
Okay.
But for the ladies, there is a way to completely rule out the possibility of getting the HPV. You can get vaccinated.
Yeah.
We've been talking about the COVID and vaccinations and all that, but vaccination did not start today. Okay. Unfortunately, the vaccination against HPV is not part of our national schedule, so you can't get that at the public hospitals. But there are a lot of private facilities that are offering that service. And it's not so expensive.
Some of these outreaches where they do free pap smear and vaccinations.
So the vaccination, ideally, we recommend that you get it before you make your sexual debut. Right.
Let me explain that to you. For most mothers watching this, your children 9 years old, 10, 11, they have to get screened, they have to get vaccinated. The screening we're talking about is a pap smear. In a pap smear, it's a test done to check how prone you are to a possible cervical cancer disease in the body.
Yeah.
When these results come out, you just get to the doctor, they explain it to you, and whatsoever phase of possible
transformation that could be
going on your cervix, the doctor will handle it from there. I am sure you have a lot of questions right now running on your mind, but we are out of time. You can buy us more time if you like what we are doing. Yes, you can. But right now, we are out of time. Feel free to pump back all the questions back to us on the social media handle displayed on your screen right now. I can see somebody asking if men can get vaccinated. Yes, men can get vaccinated, but like I told you, we don't have time to explain all those to you. So if you pump these questions back at us, we will answer you. This is how we'll be closing for this episode. I can't wait to see you next week. This is Dr. George.
And this is Dr. Chukwemeka.
And this is Dear Doctor.